Om Shanti. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome to another Yoga Small Talk, and we continue with 7 minutes Bhagavad Gita a day. We are reading from chapter 5, the Yoga of Renunciation of Action. The chapter starts with Arjuna's question. Tell me, my Lord, my teacher, my best friend, you speak so highly of the Yoga of renunciation, and then you are sending me to engage in action. Please, you are confusing me. Tell me which is the best and tell it to me now. And Lord Krishna is telling him, Karma Yoga is best. And we said, how can this be? It's like a contradiction in the text, because we heard so many times why knowledge is better. And we said, Lord Krishna is talking to his disciple, to Arjuna, and through Arjuna to us. He is talking to the people who are qualified for Karma Yoga. But does this mean that Lord Krishna is belittling us? He's giving us like a fail grade. You're not good for renunciation, so for you, go do the dirty work. Not at all. And the next few verses explain why this is not at all the case. So verse 3, he should be known as a perpetual sannyasi who neither hates nor desires. For free from the pairs of opposites, O mighty armed Arjuna, is easily set free from bondage. This verse is very beautiful and is a key to understanding what this is all about. Sometimes, we go to ashrams, we see people dressed in orange, and people dressed in yellow, and people dressed in white. So some people think the ones that are dressed in white are like the petty soldiers. The ones that are in yellow are already officers. The ones that are in orange are like the generals. They are the managers. So we superimpose our worldly perspective on what we see in the spiritual environment. We think this person was promoted to brahmacharya, to sannyasa, and we decide that by the color of the clothes and by the name, and therefore he's of higher authority and he has a better job. But in actuality, it is not the case, because the more the person progresses, the more he needs to work, the more sadhana, the more responsibility, the more the devotion needs to come up. So actually, has nothing to do with what we know from the army or the corporate context. It's not like a promotion track. It is the teacher telling you, okay, now the best thing for you to do, to realize the self, not to become a higher authority in running the day-to-day life of some spiritual organization. The best thing for you to do to realize the self is to go on this track or to go on that track. And sometimes the teacher will tell you, yes, brahmacharya is the right thing for you as the first step towards renunciation. And sometimes the teacher will tell you, no, for you, householder. And we hear many stories of great teachers who gave sannyas to some, and others, they told them, be householders. But this is not to tell them, you failed, you're not good enough, you will not realize. This is to tell them, your karmas and samskaras are such that this is the right way for you. But what matters is not what it looks like externally. What really matters is what really is in you. And Swami Shivananda explains it very beautifully in the commentary, saying, a man does not become a sannyasi by merely giving up actions because of laziness or ignorance or some family quarrel or calamity or unemployment. a true sannyasi is not a hypocritical coward. Oh, Arjuna, running away from the battlefield because of some emotional conflict, because of a difficulty, will not make you a sannyasi. It will make you a coward. And Lord Krishna told it to him in chapter 2. People will think that you are a coward. You know, it's a nice way to say what you're doing is an act of cowardness. Please, don't do this. Swami Shivananda tells us here, renunciation is not just going and saying, I'm taking brahmacharya because I'm just coming out of becoming a celibate, yes? Because I'm just coming out of a very bad relationship and I never ever want to date again. No, it will not last. After some time, when we calm down and the practice will open our heart, we'll want another relationship. And the teacher will see it. And he will not let us get ourselves in trouble with taking a path that we are not really ready for. Swami Shivananda tells us, you do not become a sannyasi, you do not become a renunciate just by giving up things, just by giving up relationship, just by saying, I never want to work ever again. And you read about Swami Shivananda, it is said that many people who just didn't want to work, out of laziness, out of other emotional challenges, came to the ashram and told him, no, we want to leave behind the world. And in his compassion, he took them in. But many of them did not become sannyasis, they did not become renunciates because they were not ready. So if this is not sannyasa, what is sannyasa? What is renunciation? And how does it work with acting? Because Lord Krishna is sending Arjuna to act. This we will see in the next teaching. Please join us. Om Shanti.